Hi guys, so today I thought I'd just make a quick video. I will try to make a quick video, but I am a rambler. Just about my life here in Spain and sort of like the things that I enjoy, the things I don't enjoy. So if you watched my last video, then you would have seen that I have been living in Spain for the last 9 months. My boyfriend and I moved here for a job opportunity for him, which is great. And I am taking the time to work on my writing, work on my novel. Like I said, we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, he had applied for the job, and when he learned that he had gotten it, we talked about pros and cons, like what would be beneficial of moving to Spain. Because we really did love it in Vancouver and honestly thought that we'd probably be moving to California or something for work. So anyway, we both love to travel. We love adventuring, we love exploring, we love learning new things, so we thought moving to Europe is probably in our best interest. And the job itself is only a 2-year contract, so in the end, if we don't enjoy it, it's 2 years and then we go somewhere else. So it sounded really great. Getting here was a huge hassle. I don't know what it's like moving to other countries. This is the first time I've ever done this, and so I don't know if it was Spain in particular or if it was just something to do with us, but it took 6 months for everything to be approved. And I mean, Ross already had the job and all the contracts and everything, but it was just very complicated, and our marital status was called into question. Like, we're not like officially married, but we are common law, and so I was coming as his spouse, and it just, there's different rules regarding what common law is in different countries. I mean, it's different all over Canada. You don't, being in Ontario versus BC, there's different rules about what common law is. So it was just very complicated, and like honestly, like we had to sell all of our stuff and quit our jobs and give notice on our apartment, buy plane tickets. Like, we had to do all these things, and we didn't have our visas in our hands until a week before we were supposed to be flying out of Vancouver. So it was very stressful, and we kept feeling like, is this even happening? Like, should we not be selling like all of our things? Because like we sold everything. We came here with 2 suitcases. So 2 suitcases of just our clothes and, jewelry, personal things, whatever. And of that, while staying in a hotel for the first week and a half, because we didn't have an apartment here, all of my jewelry was stolen. So that was quite disappointing. Yeah, always use the in-room safe. My mistake. Hotel didn't do anything about it, and that really sucked. Anyhow, so we are here. Living in Valladolid, Spain, which is in the middle of the country. It's very flat, very dry, very hot, very boring. We didn't know that much about Spain before saying that we would come here, and so we did do like some research and read some things and watch videos, but I mean, until you're actually in a place, you don't know. You don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know what the experience will be, and so it's definitely not what we were expecting. And I know like a lot of friends of mine have been to Spain, and they're like, oh my god, Spain's amazing, it's beautiful, but those people went to Barcelona or they went to Ibiza, which, yeah, those places are amazing. They're beautiful vacation destinations, and there's tons of stuff to do, and they're amazing. We spent a week in Barcelona, and it was everything I wanted and more. It was great. But unfortunately, that's not what the whole country is, and I live farther away from a vacation destination than I would like right now. Also, the town that we live in is, I mean, it's a city. I mean, there's a lot of people here. There's stores and restaurants and things to do, but it's smaller than I'm used to and that I enjoy. It's got strange customs here. They close all of the stores between 1:30 and 5 every day for lunch, which to me is just insane. Like, by the time I get up in the morning, exercise, eat something, and get ready for the day, all of the stores are closed. So it's like my whole afternoon is, like, I can't go shopping. I can't do things. The bank is closed at 2 o'clock. Like, that's it, the banks are closed. And it's like, 2 o'clock? Like, if you actually want to do personal things like banking and like anything like that, like we've had to go to offices to get like ID cards and all these things. And it's like Ross has to take time off work to do these things because nothing is open after, you know, a lot of things are closed by 2, but nothing's open after 5 in that respect. So it's quite frustrating. Sundays, everything is closed. Everything is closed on Sunday. And like, it to me is just totally ridiculous. I mean, I get it. No one wants to work on Sunday. As someone who has worked in customer service, yeah, it's great having the weekend off. Absolutely. But like, I mean, with everything being closed, like on Saturday, I have to make sure that I have food for breakfast on Monday. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit frustrating. It's hard to get used to, especially like I come from a country where everything is open all the time and everything's very convenient. So that's been a little bit challenging. Also, I would say the language barrier is the most challenging part about being here. We didn't speak any Spanish before coming here, and I never thought I would need to learn how to speak Spanish before coming here. We do take classes twice a week, but it's learning a completely different language, and it's hard. It's really hard. Like, anyone out there that can speak more than one language, like, you should pat yourself on the back because it is really, really difficult to learn another language. Yeah, I mean, not only is it just like a complete new language, like everything has its own word, obviously. So there's like so many things to learn, but then also like actually putting it to use is terrifying because you don't even know that you're using the right words all the time. And even if you know the right words for things, that's not necessarily how people say it. You know, like, just think about how you say things in English. Like, we don't say everything properly. We use slang. We have, like, I don't know, you just don't always use the words that you think you would use. For example, you know, when we say in English, how old are you? They don't say that here. They say, how many years do you have? Okay, it's like a slight difference, but it's enough of a difference that it makes it very confusing when you're trying to figure out how to put words together in a sentence. And yeah, I mean, it's very stressful. And not being able to speak the language in a place where nobody speaks English, like nobody. Like, if you're in bigger cities in Spain, absolutely, you know, people are going to speak English. But when you're in a smaller town, like, it's just not a thing here. And yeah, I get it. I'm in Spain, so of course they speak Spanish. It makes sense. But I really believed that there would be people here that spoke English. And it's very, very rare that you meet anyone like that. All of the friends that we've made that speak English are not from here. They are from the United States, or they're from, you know, Britain or Australia. Sorry, excuse me. So that's been quite difficult. It makes it very isolating, makes me feel very outside of everything. I don't feel like I belong here. I don't feel like a part of the country or the culture. I feel like an outsider. And that's very hard for me. It's, and like, I mean, with Ross working 10 hours a day, I'm alone a lot, and so I have things I need to do, and it's scary to go and do them sometimes. I spend a lot of time in my apartment just because I get very anxious about going outside and having to interact with people, so that's been quite tough. Another thing that's been very difficult has been just adjusting to a different culture, in like, they don't eat the same things that I'm used to eating. Like, Ross and I are both vegetarians, and in Spain, they eat meat. Like, all meat, all the time, every meal, everything is meat. And I'm not hyperbolizing, I am serious. Everything is meat, all the time. I have to read menus at any bar or restaurant before I even go in, because it's very likely they won't have one thing that I can eat. It's hard, and I mean, things that you wouldn't expect there to be meat in there's definitely meat in it. You have to ask about everything, and even if they say there's no meat in it, there's still probably meat in it, so be very careful. We have been burned a few times with people being like, no, it's totally vegetarian. No, it isn't. There's fish in it, or there's lamb in it, or there's chicken in it. Like, seriously? Yesterday we went to try to get a burger, and there was a huge sign at this place that said vegetarian burger. And so we asked, can we get the veggie burger? And he said no. And we were like, oh, okay. And he explained something about not having one that day or something. I don't know. Anyway, then he said, but the other vegetarian option we have is the chicken burger. I didn't realize chicken was a vegetable, but I mean, hey, that's, what do I know? So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating in that sense. And a lot of people have been like, why did you move to Spain if you're a vegetarian? This is the worst place you could be. And it's like, yeah, we didn't know that though. Like, I had no idea. So that's been tough. And I mean, tapas is such a big thing here. It's such a huge part of the culture. Like, in the evenings, people meet up with their friends and their family and they go out for tapas and they'll get a drink and a small thing to eat and then go to another bar and get another drink and another small thing to eat. And, we can't really enjoy that because there isn't always something we can eat. And so we end up having to eat dinner before going out for dinner with our friends, just in case. And like, fine, whatever, but I don't know, it's like you can't enjoy it the way other people do. So it really changes our experience here. I mean, I don't want it to sound totally and completely negative because it isn't. We've had a really amazing time. We have met some great people. We've had a lot of fun. We've been able to do a ton of traveling. We've, been all over northern Spain. We've been into France a few times. We've been to Holland. We've been to Britain. Like, we have done some really, really great things. So in that sense, it's definitely worth it. And also, like, I just find, like, the Spanish history quite interesting. And, I've been inside buildings that are, like, 1,000 years old. And to me, like, I come from a country that's 150 years old, like, we don't have this sort of, like, history happening in our towns. And, you go into these castles and these huge cathedrals, these amazing buildings that I can't even believe exist. Like, it's really amazing. And I read the stories about all the towns that we go to and the battles that happen there. And it's really interesting and really exciting. So I definitely enjoy traveling and learning about the history here. That's been really great. And I mean, it's just great being in a new place and experiencing a completely different lifestyle. And you don't know how you're going to feel about another place until you go there. I have learned in being here that Spain is not the place for me. This definitely isn't where I want to spend my life. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have the experience, but I am also happy that it is temporary. I would love to keep exploring. I'd love to keep exploring Europe. I mean, I'd love to live in other places. I mean, there's so many countries to explore that, who knows, maybe I would be happy in another country in Europe. I don't know until I'm there. But yeah, I wouldn't trade the experience. And I think that it's really important for people to understand that you're not always going to enjoy the things that you do. You're not always going to think that each trip is this amazing thing, because they're not all. But that doesn't mean you can't learn something from it and you can't enjoy it. So yeah, I think that it's really important that we did this, and it's important that we have learned that this is not the country that we want to live in. I mean, eventually I would love to move back to Canada and live in Canada. It's a beautiful place. I love it. But yeah, anyhow, that's sort of the experience we've been having so far here. So, I mean, if you're at all interested, you can leave me some comments and let me know, what kind of places you've been or where you'd like to go, the kinds of experiences that you've had traveling. Also, if you're interested, I'll put a link to my blog below, and it's my travel blog, so it's basically just the places that we've gone to, the experiences we've been having over the last 9 months. And yeah, if you're at all interested, I think it'd be really cool if you check that out. Anyhow, I guess I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.